So can you talk to me a little bit about what that was like early on when you were building a community, and then what were the first steps that you took when you started to say to yourself, okay, it's time to take this podcast, to take this TikTok account and start to figure out some monetization strategies? What did that look like for you?
Okay, so I'm sure a lot of your followers here or fans or also followers are Gary Vee. And it's funny because the top guy in branding and media is Gary Vee, to me at least, and then the top guy in like real estate and also social media is like Grant Cardone. And they actually have a lot in common, but they also have very different views. Like Gary is more a believer of delaying the ask of your fans or your followers, and you're not monetizing them for as long as possible other than your kind of basic needs. Grant is definitely putting out a lot of value, but he's monetizing a lot more and selling a lot more like B2C, small, low ticket products, where Gary, I don't think really does that at all. So I kind of had a concept in my head that I did want to do like a year, or not a year exactly like the number, but around a year of content and putting out tons of value and working on building an audience and building a brand before asking for anything. I really did like and admire that concept from Gary Vee. So for me, it was really just about trying to do as many podcasts as I could. I was doing a daily podcast for a full year. So if you do a podcast now, you know that that's a grind. It was a cool way to meet people. It was a good way to create a lot of content and repurpose content. And then also like in the Facebook group, going live a lot, putting a lot of like my tools and templates in there with like no ask, no like charge. I wasn't even asking people to like subscribe or like rate the podcast. Like I didn't want to ask people for anything. I was like, just here's value. I hope you enjoy it. Like, what questions do you have? And a year might feel in the moment like a long time, but when you think about something big picture, it's not a long time at all. And in my head, I was like, I don't need the money right now. I think it's also different. Gary talks about it. Like, if you need the money right now, cover your basic needs. But if you don't need it to live, then delay that gratification as long as possible. So for me, I was just waiting. And ultimately, I think two things happened. I think one, people thought that was more authentic. And two, it also just helped build the brand around like value. And by putting that out for so long, then finally I was being approached by more people to either do collabs or consider, like different strategies to monetize. And there's sort of a clear path, but there's not a ton of content on how to do it. I still find that to be a challenge. And that's also why the community that I did start, it's called the Cash Flow Coaching Community, where it's not real estate focused specifically. It's really, I want to be a coach for people on how to monetize whatever they're doing. If it's a course, if it's an affiliate, if it's a paid sponsorship, if it's AdSense, whatever it is, like I want to have, right now I have 22 streams of income. I want to have like 40 or 50, and I want other people to know what the possibilities are too. So for me, when I started that paid community, it actually came after I did one course launch or like mastermind community, which was more higher ticket, but that's just because people were asking me for one-on-one coaching. So I guess not to rant too much here, but by creating so much value, more and more people were asking for one-on-one coaching. I did a little at the beginning. I realized I didn't like it because I felt like it wasn't scalable, and I felt like basically other people were being left out. So then I started doing group coaching, which was just a quarterly mastermind of 10 people. But to like go through the details of how that started, I started with a free version. I got testimonials. I got feedback from what those people liked and didn't like. Then I started one with 5 people. Then I did one with 10 people. Then I did one with 15 people. And each time I would either raise the price or the number of people. And I did that kind of as I got more comfortable with it and the scale of it. But that was just because after creating so much value and content, people just started asking, do you do coaching? And that would be my kind of reply. I do group coaching, and I have a curriculum that goes along with it. Then on the back end of it, I kind of got a little burned out on that because it was still so dependent on me and doing calls and like doing live stuff that I wanted to do a low ticket subscription membership. And that's when the Cash Flow community launched. And I just basically started announcing it on TikTok, going live every day. I just set up a Notion landing page with the details, a selfie video, and then at the bottom, a Stripe link that just was a monthly $15 subscription link that is easy to set up. And basically just started doing giveaways for the first 100 people, then the first like 150 people, and then basically capped it. But that was actually way easier than I expected to, launch a low ticket community and just let people know and do some giveaways on the front end. So again, very long answer, but like those are the two first ways that I was monetizing from having the Facebook group podcasts. And then when TikTok got bigger and it was over 100,000, I felt like I could monetize, to a younger audience of lower ticket because they're like 18 years old. They don't have a lot of money, but they want some coaching.
I love that.